Hello, everybody. It's Scott Roberts from Explore Scientific and the Explore Alliance, and I just wanted to give you some um, updates on what's coming up tomorrow, and actually for some things for the rest of the year. Uh, Tomorrow, Tyler Bowman and I will be going to the Crystal Bridges Museum it's located in Northwest Arkansas in Bentonville, and it's a museum of American art. But they've invited us to come down and do a sun gazing event, which will happen sometime between, I guess, 1 and 4 p.m. Uh, Central Daylight Time, and it looks like it's going to be clear here, so we're going to attempt to observe the sun with some of our equipment. We'll broadcast it in live, and that will be in place of the segment that we normally do on Focus on Astrophotography. Um, on Tuesday, we're planning the 88th Global Star Party, and one of the featured speakers on there will be Kevin Schindler. Kevin is from Lowell Observatory, and he'll be coming on with John Briggs, who's been on our program many times. John is the secretary of the Alliance of Historic Observatories, and this is a group of observatories that have come together to support each other. And these observatories right now include, of course, Lowell, who will be featured next Tuesday, Mount Wilson Observatory, Palomar Observatory, Yerkes Observatory, the Vatican, Griffith Park, Lick Observatory, and I'm sure I'm missing one or two others. But these groups, this initial group of observatories, is creating kind of this foundational organization that will, formalize the support between aging observatories that are still incredibly inspirational and still working and still serving the community. So many of them are still trying to work with undergrads and students to do science as well. So very important. I'm part of that, or excuse me, Explore Scientific is part of the Alliance of Historic Observatories as an affiliate. But we've been honored with bringing together the first meeting of the Alliance. And so you're going to get a little bit more insight into that organization and some of the historic observatories that are there. And then what else? We have celestial events coming up, and so on starting April, I think it's the night of April 21st and 22nd, we have the Lyrid meteor shower that's coming up. And then the total lunar eclipse that everybody's been talking about, that's going to be just really amazing, is May 15th, the night of the 15th and 16th. Not in sequential days, but that night of the 15th. Will be a total lunar eclipse, so that should be beautiful. And then we've got on June 24th, this is going to be totally cool, and I hope to see some really nice wide field astrophotography or a mosaic or something. But the planets are going to line up across the sky, and so that would include Mercury, Mars, I think Jupiter, Saturn, possibly Venus would be in there. The moon will also be in that lineup. So it's going to be really incredible looking. On August 12th and 13th is the Perseid meteor shower. So if you love meteor showers, you're going to want to get out there with your zero gravity chair and something hot to drink, because it'll be awesome to watch that. Get to where it's dark as well. On September 26th is the opposition of Jupiter. We have two oppositions, Jupiter and Mars, in this year of 2022. I see you guys chatting it up here. Let's see. So I see Richard Grace, the dad frequency, Beatrice Hines. Hi, Beatrice. Hello, everyone. Pekka Hautala. He says, howdy, Scott, and everyone who is out there. Long time no see. Yeah, it's been a while, Pekka. It's great to see all you guys there, but it'll be fun to try to do. We really want to mix a live event with a live simulcasted live stream. So I think that tomorrow will be our first chance to really try to do that. And so that again, that's going to happen at Crystal Bridges um, uh, between at 1 o'clock and 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And that will be in lieu of the Focus on Astrophotography program. But Tyler Bowman will be with me, so that should be a lot of fun. Um, and then we talked about the Jupiter opposition on September 26th. November 8th is another total lunar eclipse. The guys on the east coast of the United States are not going to see it very well, but from what I understand, western United States will get a nice shot of it, including Alaska, and maybe even Hawaii. Um, and then December 8th is the Mars opposition. And Mars will be um, about 50 million miles away. So it won't be one of the closest oppositions, but it will be a nice opposition. And so you're going to see a lot of people doing planetary photography of Mars and Jupiter. So it should be a lot of fun. It should be a very active year for astronomy this year. And we're also we expect in the latter part of this year, kind of a return to, star parties, stargazing events that people go to. I know that the Texas Star Party is going off. The Okie-Tex Star Party is happening. The Nebraska Star Party is happening. We are still planning on Starmus in Yerevan, Armenia. The Starmus event that includes rock and roll stars, physics stars, astronomers, and a whole town, Yerevan, Armenia, that's going to celebrate astronomy and physics. So, which is going to be totally cool. And then right after that, we have the Arizona Dark Sky Star Party at Oracle State Park, together with Biosphere 2. And then it looks like if we're able to pull everything off, it looks like we will, on the following weekend, that's in September, the Oracle State Park Arizona Dark Sky Star Party. That's September 21st to the 25th. We're thinking that the following weekend we would just head on over to California, to Mount Wilson Observatory, where we will reserve one of the large telescopes, either the 60-inch or the 100, and I think it's going to be the 100-inch. So you'll visually get to put your eye to the eyepiece. We're only selling a select number of tickets. Only 25 people can go to that event. So I think they'll sell out quick. So when we put it up, you're going to want to buy tickets. The Friday before that, we're also hoping to get a private tour of the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. So that's all right in that area. And if you attend that, it should be a week of astronomy that under super dark skies, Biosphere 2, Mount Wilson, Jet Propulsion Laboratory. I mean, that's something worth taking some time off for. So, and I think that's it. If you guys have any comments or any questions here, let's see. James Dugan's on with us, saying hello, and Centel Nagapan's there, and who else? Deep T. Nice to see you, Deep T. And Macram. I'm sorry if I'm getting your pronunciation wrong here, but Macram Larnout is what it looks like. Welcome to this program. And Becca says, darn, I lost my diamond status. No, you're still a diamond status dude, so don't worry about that, Becca. But anyhow, really excited about this year. Next week, we should probably see some return to normalcy with programming here, as Kent will be back off of vacation. And Jerry Hubble hopefully is able to return. He had some medical issues he's still recovering from. So we'll see if he's able to do that. And I think that's all I got for right now. So we'll see you next week. I have a little video here that I wanted to share. Actually, it's a clip from the Global Star Party number 86, where we had David Levy introduce David Rossiter. And David Rossiter is an amateur astronomer, but he's also a musician. And so he played David's favorite song, which is Vincent, with the Starry, Starry Night song. So I'll run that little segment. And then there's a little video clip about Mars that you can see as well. And then we're going to call it a night. So you guys take care, and we'll run through this little snippet. Oh, and before I go, I did want to mention this little thing here. Terry Mann just sent me this photo of Aurora, and she's currently. You've seen Terry Mann many times on Global Star Party. She does the Astronomical League Live. She hosts that as well, but she loves Aurora, and she was able to get this beautiful one the other night. So this is a fresh auroral image from Alaska, and so we'll be expecting to see her back probably sometime next week as well. So here we go. Let's go back to the 86th Global Star Party here.
And if you think about the universe and the wonders and the long, wide view that it offers us, takes us away from the daily news, it shows us something about our civilization that we really want to hear and see. Our civilization can produce such horrible things like it's doing right now with the war in Ukraine. But our same civilization also is responsible for Aristotle, Galileo, Shakespeare, and Vincent van Gogh. About a month ago, David Rossiter, who I will be introducing you to in just a moment, and I were driving back from our Shirakawa Astronomy Complex site, and I told him about the idea that I wasn't allowed to play Don McLean's wonderful song about Vincent van Gogh, the song called Vincent. And I said, there's one particular part of it that really gets me to tears every time. Without another breath, David started singing that part. And I thought he did it every bit as well as Don McLean did. So I invited him, and he has accepted to come on today to do a performance of Vincent. One of the things about a letter that I have here was written from Van Gogh to his friend Bernard. He writes, "A starry sky is something I should like to try to do. Just as in the daytime, I'm going to try to paint a green meadow spangled with dandelions." You wonder how much, if he even sold the original of Starry Night, or if he just sent it in the mail to his brother Theo, perhaps after he was dead, after his suicide. Right now, if you wanted to buy the original of Starry Night, you can't. You can see it at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. And I think if they were to decide to sell it, you'd probably be able to get at least $100 million for it. But what we can do today for free is to think about the beauty and the joy that Starry Night and Vincent van Gogh has brought to us, not by showing us his latest astrophotograph, but by bearing his soul. And now I would like to present David Rossiter to sing Vincent for us. David, it's all yours.
Good afternoon or evening, everybody. Vincent van Gogh had committed himself to an asylum with mental illness, which is what we call it now, and he would spend hours looking out his window, then going downstairs to paint, and taking his memories and painting them over what he saw outside his window, which included the night sky, a starry night. And Don McLean read his biography, and and wrote this song about not just that painting, but about Vincent van Gogh and a lot of his paintings, but centered around the Starry Night. Starry, starry night, paint your palette blue and gray. Look out on a summer's day with eyes that know the darkness in my soul. Shadows on the hills, sketch the trees and the daffodils. Catch the breeze and the winter chills in colors on the snowy linen land. Now I understand what you've tried to say to me, how you've suffered for your sanity, how you've tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now. Starry, starry night, flaming flowers that brightly blaze, swirling clouds in violet haze, reflect in Vincent's eyes of china blue. Colors changing hue, the morning fields of amber grain, weathered faces lined in pain are soothed beneath the artist's loving hand. Now I understand what you've tried to say to me, how you've suffered for your sanity, how you've tried to set them free. They would not listen, they did not know how. Perhaps they'll listen now, for they could not love you, but still your love was true. And when no hope was left in sight, on that starry, starry night, you took your life as lovers often do. But I could have told you, Vincent, this world was never meant for one as beautiful as you. Starry, starry night, portraits hung in empty halls, frameless heads on nameless walls, with eyes that watch the world and can't forget, like the strangers that you've met, the ragged men in ragged clothes, the silver thorn, the bloody rose, lie crushed and broken on the virgin snow. And now I think I know what you've tried to say to me, how you've suffered for your sanity, how you've tried to set them free. They would not listen, they're not listening still. Perhaps they never will.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Thank you. I read that a lot of people, when they looked at the starry night, thought the big swirlies around the moon and around Jupiter were influenced by the Lord Ross's Leviathan of Parsonstown when he first discovered the swirly nature, if you will, of the Whirlpool Galaxy. I'm not sure I buy it, but I kind of like that visual.
Yeah. Yes.
That was amazing. That arpeggios, that sound, that voice, that letter, it was really peaceful. And I love music. I play the guitar also, but
Oh, good.
not like you. But that's really really enjoyable.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Yes. David, tell us a little bit about yourself. So I hope you enjoyed that. And we, we'll certainly try to have David Rossiter on again. I love having music on the Global Star Party. That little segment with David Levy and his thoughts about the world and the universe we live in were very poignant and really kind of captures the spirit of how we start global star parties. The next little kind of video segment is about Mars, and I thought that was appropriate because of kind of the last event of the year will be the December 8th opposition of Mars, which you guys won't want to miss. So I can never get enough about Mars because it's such a beautiful planet in all these images and stuff and details that they get today, these tantalizing details that Mars was indeed a planet with water and pools and oceans and rivers and all of this stuff. And I think that one day they'll dig in the mud and they're going to find hopefully some tardigrades or something. I think that would make me very happy. So, but let's watch this little feature and then we'll call it a night. Okay? So take care.
We tend to think of Mars as a dead planet, where all the exciting geologic activity happened billions of years ago. But information from NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter shows us that Mars is still a very dynamic place. Mars has a permanent ice cap made up of water ice at its north pole. This pole is ringed by sand dunes, which we're looking straight down on. These dunes are made of small bits of basalt, dark volcanic rock, similar to the rocks found around the Hawaiian volcanoes. In the fall and winter, the temperatures are so cold that 30% of the Martian carbon dioxide atmosphere freezes onto the ground, forming a seasonal polar cap. The ground gets covered with a bright layer of seasonal carbon dioxide ice, or dry ice, that's about 1 to 2 feet thick. When we flip between images taken at different times in the spring, we can see the dry ice cracks form under the sun's heat as the solid carbon dioxide turns into gas. The gas beneath the ice escapes, carrying dark sand and dust that move, as we can see, down the steep sides of the dune. We are now looking at different parts of the vast field of dunes. These are called Barken dunes. At the start of this time lapse, the dunes are covered with seasonal dry ice, so everything is roughly the same color. The dark streaks and splotches are sand from the dune. There are small splotches of sand at the crest of the dune. Then we start seeing the ice crack. Sand is pushed onto the top of the ice layer by the escaping gas outlining the cracks. As time goes on, the cracks widen and fresh, bright frost condenses in the vicinity. Now we see sand coming from the crest of the dune and sliding down the steep dune slopes. A ferocious wind has picked up, blowing sand and dust across the dune, until the dark sand dune is free of seasonal ice. Let's watch that whole sequence again. We start with ice-covered dunes in the early spring. Some areas of the ice rupture and crack, allowing sand and dust to escape along with the escaping gas. The gas from the dry ice destabilizes the slopes, reshaping the dunes. This activity happens every spring in the vast dune fields of the Martian polar regions. These are not the sort of events that will naturally occur on Earth. Mars may look Earth-like, but in some ways it is a very different planet from our own. Bye.